Good day everyone, I'm Carissa Squenza and today I'm gonna deliver my speech to you to encourage everyone on what teacher can be done to facilitate learning inside the classroom amidst pandemic. The COVID-19 outbreak has compelled many universities to immediately switch to the online delivery of lessons. Many instructors, however, have found developing effective and online lessons in a very short period of time very stressful and difficult. During the school closures, all face-to-face lessons were canceled, compelling many institutions, including our own university, which is the Central Mindanao University, to immediately transition from face-to-face in-person learning to completely online lessons. The abrupt switch to fully online learning has been particularly stressful for many instructors and students who prefer in-person instructions. Online learning is often stigmatized as a weaker option that provides a lower quality education than in face-to-face or person learning. That's according to Hodges et al. 2020. There are countless ways for an instructor to facilitate learning among their students even in a virtual classroom environment. But the term facilitated learning has taken on a philosophy all its own. Facilitated student learning is not only a set of tools and strategies. It is also the way that teachers are encouraging students to learn and absorb information in a way that is meaningful and relevant to them. Facilitated learning replaces rote memorization with critical thinking, comprehensive understanding, imaginative learning, and the appreciation for the subtle. And then, facilitated learning is predicated on the idea that students will perform better in a learning environment when they are empowered to make their own decisions, respected as individuals, and trusted with a personal responsibility. According to Nate Johnson, the 5 strategies that teachers use to facilitate learning is first is choice. This shows that not every student is the same kind of learning. So, try giving them multiple options when assigning project. This shows that you respect their unique learning style. It also shows that you're more interested in facilitating their learning than exercising your authority. Second is variation. Vary class activities to give students the ability to try out different learning styles and to give each student their moment to shine. It also will help them to choose their approach to assign projects. Third is connections. We as the teacher nor facilitator, we must give context for each lesson and show how it relates to other things your students might be learning or experiencing. Tie the material into the other lessons, classes, subjects, in current events or real-life examples. Tell them why the lesson is relevant to their lives and why it should matter to them. The fourth one is conversation. Learning how to problem solve is just important as knowing the answer. So give students time to talk through problem in small groups or as a class. Conversation also promotes communication skills, socialization, and cooperation. And the last strategies to facilitate learning and to have an efficient teaching is resources. Today's students have access a lot of more information than the students of previous generation. The real challenge is teaching them how to assess the quality and validity of the information defined. Provide students with resources they can trust and tools for gauging trustworthiness. When teachers facilitate learning, they also facilitate career success. Creative, imaginative, and problem-solving skills are becoming increasingly valuable, as well as the ability to think critically and analyze information. Supporting and encouraging students to learn for themselves is providing them with the tools that they'll benefit from the rest of their lives. As we enter a brand new normal, educators are bound to face new challenges in the classroom. There are few recommendations that educators can implement to their daily curriculum. First is utilize interactive platforms and games. Many teachers who are fully remote struggle to balance the pedagogy of instruction with engagement. Virtual video platforms like Zoom, Google Hangouts, Google Classroom, and all allows teachers to connect with their entire class at once to provide more engaging, effective online instruction. However, watching a PowerPoint or looking at a document for an extended period of time can leave students uninvolved and wanting more. So, some virtual platforms have interactive modules that teachers can use to facilitate engagement. Additionally, teachers can utilize PowerPoint or add-ons that embed activities or games. Peer Deck, Mentimeter, and other are digital integration that teachers can add to virtual or in-person lessons. So as a student myself, I can attest that Google Classroom always breaks up the monotony of presentation or lessons to make learning exciting. Second is facilitate discussion and collaboration. Finding pathways to engage students in a group discussion to build collaboration and communication skills is critical to this upcoming school year. Since the COVID-19 lockdown, in-person social interaction has changed dramatically. So, giving students the space and opportunity to connect and collaborate will necessarily further development. If your classroom is fully virtual, consider breakout rooms on your virtual platform or a discussion forum where students can express and share ideas. For remote, hybrid, or in-person learning, a long-term group project or research activity that gives students the opportunity to collaborate together, it is also a great option. It is important to also consider universal supports for all the students who are less comfortable in group settings. Some students may strive speaking up and writing ideas in discussion forum but are less successful sharing over video in a classroom setting. Remain flexible and allow for all types of sharing and collaboration techniques based on the modality and comfort of your individual students. Third is make time for social-emotional learning. Yes, COVID-19 has proven to be a difficult time for our society, for us, and for the students. Especially for children who are still developing and trying to understand their changing circumstances. Whether you're remote or in person, educator must create the environment and opportunities in which students' growth is possible. To help your student process this shared experience, teachers must make time for activities that promote social-emotional learning during the week. This will help students feel supported by the learning environment and build skills to cope, heal, and thrive. Weekly journal assignments are a simple activity that dually builds writing skills and can serve as a way for teachers to check in with their students' emotional state. Be available and flexible. Students may react to distance learning or changes at school, like wearing a mask, physical distancing, and etc. in various ways. And also, be ready for behavioral changes, such as early learners seeking attention and teenager coming to class late with a quitter demeanor. Remember that your students are going through immense developmental changes and feelings during these unexpected societal changes. Some students might have difficulty adjusting from their summer sleeping schedules or creating a routine for the upcoming school year. So try to remain flexible as give students time to gather their bearings. There are students who will miss assignments in the beginning of their year because they are overwhelmed or hindered by technological difficulties. Take the time to check in individually with each student to provide a safe environment for your students to express their emotions and provide flexible and deadliest as needed. Fifth is prioritize your own self-care. Self-care can keep you at the top of your game and ready to handle any challenges that come up during the difficult time. A positive, healthy self-care strategy can include activities that address physical, psychological, emotional, spiritual, social, and professional factors every day. There were few quick activities that almost any teacher can incorporate into their daily lives to de-stress. To de-stress. Schedule breaks into your daily routine 10 to 20 minutes a day to decompress from any items that may be causing stress. And then, practice deep breathing and mindfulness. Find and seek out social support. Talk to other teachers or school support staff about your stress and shared experience. And organize, organize, organize. Create plans to do lists to keep you from getting overwhelmed and keep your working place orderly and efficient. Every teacher is encouraged to find practices that will work best for their schedule. But make sure to take the time to avoid stress and burnout. Just remember, these times are difficult for parents, students, and educators alike. But we are all in this together, and we'll make it through. There are a lot of pros to online learning, but it also comes in its own unique challenges. With this in mind, how can online students prepare for the new normal and find effective online higher education learning strategies? So teachers and trainers need to be the primary force driving this change and promoting engagement. There are few higher education learning strategies that teachers and trainers can be used to increase learning engagement online. One of these is planning is everything. Ensure that you're always organized and have a plan laid out. Teaching a class without a plan is difficult enough as face-to-face. But with an online class, you also need to think about new and different ways to keep your class engaged. Synchronous and asynchronous learning both have their place. You could think about mixing things up to ensure that students are engaged with their online lesson. Also, remember to break up your lessons into digestible pieces so your student attention spans to waver. Second is lead by example. Present yourself well. Look into the camera when you present and don't multitask while you're presenting. If you want your students to be engaged, then you need to be engaged too. So if your students have suddenly had to go from face-to-face lesson or online learning, you don't want them to think of online as potentially lesser than a physical class. At home, there are more distractions for people. Just because everyone is learning from home online doesn't mean that they can divide their focus between their class. Thinking about what to cook for dinner and online shopping. This means that you as a teacher need to lead by example and set expectation. Third is think outside the box. There are other ways to teach online that go way beyond delivering a live stream lecture or converting documents into a PDF. Technology today allows us to connect in so many different ways, and teachers can use this to their advantage in virtual classroom. You could start by encouraging students to take part in online quiz or real-time online knowledge tests. You could include audio files or videos as part of your lessons. And the last one is encourage social interaction. Switching to an online learning environment can be tough for some students. But if teachers can encourage social interaction, the same as students can expect when the physical proximity to their classmates, then this could help to keep them engaged. Instead of lagging on and launching straight into the day's lesson, encourage students to spend time in socializing before you jump into the learning materials. You can also check in with students on the individual level, just like you would in a classroom environment. Besides all the challenges that we've been through now in the past years, we must don't lose hope to dream to have a good future someday, and we must strive hard to continue our studies and doings even in an online way. And we must all make impossible things to be possible. Once again, I'm Persis Quenza. I hope you are inspired to my speech. Thank you, and once again, good day.